So last time I told you how I arrived in Dubai at 25, broke, no English, no plan, and how a solo trip to Thailand on $500 taught me I could trust myself. So today, what came next? The career I built without meaning to, the years I worked hard and partied harder, and the moment I walked into one of the most recognized luxury brands in the world and felt absolutely nothing. So after Thailand, I came back with, one decision, better job, better hours, something with a future. I found L'Oréal. My French kind of got me in. My English was still, let's say, a work in progress. So the office was 60 kilometers far from where I lived. I didn't have a car. I didn't even have a driving license. So every day started with the transport both ways. I didn't plan any of this. Actually, I never do. That's something I want you to understand about how I built my life. Yeah, nothing was kind of intentional, no vision boards, no 5-year plan, just one problem, one solution, then move forward. The commute was exhausting, so I got a driving license, then a car, and, problem solved. Let's move to the next. L'Oréal was the best experience of my career. Not because of the brand, because of, the people. My colleagues were my age, I guess. We worked hard. Then we went out all together. Dubai in the early 2000s was a different world. The same spots, the same faces, great music, great food, great company. Nothing about excess. Everything was about, being young and alive in a city that was building itself. Despite having a toxic manager, demanding impossible some days, but looking back, he made me actually better. Not for him, but for myself. So 6 years at L'Oréal, 6 years of building something I didn't even know I was actually building. Discipline, resilience, the ability to perform under pressure without showing the pressure. Skills I still use every single day. Then something changed. Management changed, structure changed. Yes, it happens. So I started feeling it, the internal signal, the one that tells you before your mind is ready to admit it, you don't belong here anymore. I thought about going back to Morocco, but then, a new opportunity, or maybe I looked for it, appeared. A luxury brand, newly created position, 1 year contract. So for someone who hates stagnation, it was obvious. Better salary, new challenge, luxury world. What more could I want in my early 30s? So the brand was Cartier. And I want to tell you something honest about that. Walking into that world, the history, the craftsmanship, the name, I appreciated it, all of it. I understood what made it exceptional. But I was never honestly impressed. Not ever once. So in 16 years, I could see how it affected people around me. The respect, the admiration, sometimes even maybe the envy. And yes, being associated with something that powerful gave me a certain feeling of authority. But, underneath, there were emptiness, complete emptiness. I was never actually defined by what I wore or where I worked or what brand name appeared on my business card. Rather, and I think that's why when the time came to leave, I could kind of easily, because I had never confused the brand with myself. Next episode, 16 years inside one of the most iconic luxury houses in the world, what it actually looked like, what perimenopause did to my performance, and the moment a boss told me I was useless after 16 years of being exceptional, and why actually I believed it. Subscribe if you want the honest version, not, the LinkedIn version, the real one.